On the continent of Khorvaire, a chance encounter brought 4 intrepid travelers together on the road to adventure. Though they began as strangers, they soon became known as the Hero Squad.
So, middle of the day. Y'all have all gone off. You've been doing your training. You've been exploring Droam. Things are kind of coalescing and coming together. You know that you've got to leave Droam and head to the mountain in order to potentially make your way to Celestia. That's your heading. But you were waiting because you had heard that Marakai and everybody were going to be coming to Droam, and hopefully then you could all go together. Mm-hmm. So, as you had hoped, the day has arrived. The ship is here. Marakai and Ranspur and Dregus have arrived on the ship. And immediately, Marakai jumps off and greets y'all. It's been a long time.
It's been so long!
How are you all?
I give Marakai like the biggest hug. Pick her up. Yeah.
Oh! Yep, that's right. Okay, forgot about those. You're close. Okay, you're a toucher.
You're back! Yay!
Yeah. So, how is the training going? What's been going on? Fill me in.
Well, okay, so I can fly, FYI, and so can Christina and Brittany, FYI. Yeah, they can fly. That's a thing. Rhaegar can fly with his shoes. So
when you said that, she kind of like looks over at both Christina and Brittany and sees
Brittany
the wig.
looks down.
Kind of like, okay.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Well, that's good.
I feel like everyone kind of stole my thing, if I'm being honest, but that's another.
Atlas, you can't steal something that's clearly older than you.
Kind of feel like stole my thing. Anyway.
If anything, you stole our thing.
So yeah, I guess we're training to fly super good in this this cannon launcher thing that has like a 40% chance that we'll get killed in it. So
maybe you, baby bird, but everybody else will be fine.
Please tell me you're going to call him Baby Bird from now on.
I always call him Baby Bird.
Okay. I didn't realize. Okay.
I've been calling him Baby Bird since he has wings.
I think, yeah, you've said it here and there, and then I'm only now catching, like, oh, that's his name now. You're just only going to refer to him as Baby Bird. Okay. So.
That goes in the notes.
Yep. Well, I guess we can head out whenever we're ready, but well, I think there's something you guys should probably see.
Oh,
what is it? I don't like that. Tell us what it is. I don't like surprises.
It might be a surprise, though. Come on.
But what if it's a bad surprise? Is it bad or good, Marakai?
I follow Marakai.
You follow Marakai. It's good. Don't worry, she says. So she takes you into the ship, into the holding area, and in one of you guys kind of have like a sort of like a cell essentially to like lock somebody in. Leodragar is in there.
Oh
and
shit!
He has sort of like a muzzle thing across his face. If you remember Loki at the end of Avengers, it kind of like covers his mouth kind of deal, and it's wrapped around his face, and then he's got kind of manacles, and he's kind of shackled together, and he's thrown in the brig. The brig! Thank you. Someone put the brig in chat. That's the word I was looking for.
The room where you hold people. It's a room
where you hold people, and it's got a lock on it.
Is the brig on the deck?
Don't you start talking ship terms with me. I'm an expert. So...
How did you accomplish this?
Well, you were all gone for a while, and we headed down south to Zalargo, and we tried to... Well, we engaged with Leodragar and a couple of the rest of the 7, and, well, we got him, and they got away, and they destroyed another one of the relics. But he's how we were able to figure out where they were going and what they were doing.
Wait,
So,
what relic was destroyed?
Yeah, which one?
Another one of the, I'm going
go
to say,
back.
Cheesmas.
We know sort of more specifics, though, right? About
So,
Yes,
so
I have
I'll
it
just,
all written down.
yeah, I'll mention this. Y'all, I vaguely told y'all that there was a volcanic eruption in Zalargo a little back while you guys were in your teleport phase. That lines up with this.
okay.
That is the fallout of this.
So this is
event.
this is the orb that's outside Zalargo.
Yes.
Which is
And
where
this
we
one
were
is
originally
destroyed.
headed. Yeah.
It's where y'all were headed, then you teleported, and thus fallout.
Okay. What was the other one that was destroyed? That was the one that got stabbed, right? The Whispering Woods one.
Yep.
Is it? Did it just get stabbed, or is it completely destroyed?
I'll put it this way: as far as you guys understand, destroying these things, it's destroyed.
Destroyed?
Right? Like,
Question mark. Okay.
as far, in the same way that Marakai is saying this thing was destroyed, that one was destroyed.
So is Largo starting to become in ruins, like the Whispering Rock?
There have had to be some evacuations from certain areas, and everyone's having to restructure around. I mean, it's bad. It's just like the Whispering Wood. It's spreading, and we've sent more people down south to try and do what they're doing up north, kind of keeping the spread at bay. But it's only as much as can be done. Everything's getting worse. That's why we have to make this push.
What
Well,
other Go ahead, Christina.
Well, obviously the one in the Whispering Wood was a water element. What element was this one?
I'm not sure. I'm not connected to this one in the same way I was before, so I would assume either rock or fire. I'm not sure. Before with the Whispering Wood, I was so closely connected to water that it, shocked me on a personal level. Like, it got into my core, but this one I didn't feel in the same way.
Have you learned anything from Lordrum? Not Lordrum.
Leodrigar.
Leodrigar. Have you learned anything?
We've pulled as much as we can from him. I think, maybe you would have better luck pulling information from him, but as far as we know, there are some of the seven have moved into the celestial plane, and it seems like that is their end game. They're leaving Eberron.
They're going to Celestia?
It seems so. At least part of their plan. That's as much as we got out of Leodrigar. He doesn't seem to be very talkative.
Question.
Yes.
The orbs are leaving to Celestia, or everybody that's part of House whatever is leaving?
The seven.
The seven. So the people, the individuals.
Thank you.
When you faced off against the seven, was there any new faces? Was it still the same seven?
There was Leodrigar was there, Claw was there, Pentar was there. Claw and Pentar were able to escape, but Leodrigar we were able to stop before he got away. It seems they were pretty... We arrived as things were sort of escalating. The local guards had kind of been doing their best to deal with the situation, but obviously they weren't prepared. By the time we got there, things were kind of already escalating out of control, but we were able to sort of intercept Leodrigar and get lucky, essentially.
All right.
Question.
Yes.
Who are the... Out of character. Who are the seven? I know we have Claw, Pentar, Leodrigar.
I don't know if you guys know everybody, but yeah,
Okay.
you have Claw, Pentar, Leodrigar.
Like
You
we've seen characteristics
Yeah.
of the others though. So there's like
Yeah.
the tree sapling person, right?
The tiefling?
Tiefling. I always think it's
Yeah.
a tree person for some reason.
Yeah, because you hear you hear
Oh,
T
right,
and
the
you think tree.
tiefling. That was a
There's
tiefling lady. Yeah.
Yeah. There's Verdon Kemble, who was kind of like the head of House Farlan guy, who you've seen a couple times. Leodrigar, obviously. So who did I say? Leodrigar, Pentar, Claw, Tiefling,
Fairden. We're at 5.
Verdon Kemble, and then you wouldn't know the other two.
Okay. Thank you.
Was Hex there?
They didn't know. I did not see Hex there, but I do believe, if what Leodrigar says is correct, that he is in Celestia.
So they're already there.
I think that Verdun and Hex are at least in Celestia.
Wow. Just when I think that we're one step ahead.
Or at least they found maybe they found their way. You know, it's like I don't know that they're there, but as far as Leodrigar told us, they're on their way.
Have you tortured Leodrigar?
He's a real like poetic speaker. It's annoying, to be honest. He just doesn't say what he's supposed to say. Torture? No, not a big torture person. Are you a torture person?
I'm not.
Brittany's a big torture person. Yeah.
Am I?
She'll whittle them down. She'll break them eventually.
Emotional torture, not physical torture.
Gotcha. The one that lasts longer.
Yes, exactly. I want them to feel the pain forever.
But Brittany's very good with a charm spell.
That's true, and yeah, I have my ways of making people talk.
So,
well, be my guest.
Brittany will extract the truth.
If you would like to.
I can't see this. It's too much for me. I step out of the room.
Okay. Are you planning on wanting to interrogate Leodrigar?
Me?
That's where I thought that was. That's where I thought that was going.
Yeah, we have to. I was like, Rhaegar.
Huh?
You're better at this subterfuge things and questions. I can cast the spells. You ask the questions.
Okay. Let's do it.
Oh boy, this is
my protege. Let's see if you've got what it takes. This is like your final lesson.
All right.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Let me hold on. I gotta get my spells out. So I guess Mark, what's going on with like the face mask? Like, is that magical? Like, I need to know what I'm getting into right now.
I can take it off. I was just tired of hearing him, to be honest.
I mean, I can make him shut up if I need to.
Okay, well, all right. So she sort of, she opens the door and heads in. She takes this thing off of Leodrigar's face and steps outside.
I step outside with Markai.
Are you there? I thought you're not there, Kristen.
I was talking to Markai.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was gone with Rava.
She's leaving tonight.
Yeah, that was...
Sorry.
Spoilers.
She's gonna meet with Ravo later. So yeah, Leodrigar's like, goodness, I haven't been able to speak for a very long time.
I forgot that he sounds like Antonio Banderas.
There is a reason I did not want to do this voice again.
How do you say it's too much?
It's too much. Oh, man.
All right, Leodrigar, here's the deal. You could tell us willingly what we want to know, or I can cast all sorts of horrible magic on you, and you'll be begging me to tell you. Or you'll... Yeah, those are the words that I wanted to say.
Whatever it is that you are threatening me with, they can hit me with much worse. I am sorry, but that is not a convincing argument.
Oh, okay.
How are you?
I cast Modify Memory on them.
Oh, finally, it's happened.
What's Modify Memory?
Modify Memory is a spell that I've been holding on to for so long for the perfect opportunity.
Of course you have. Oh, great. And I did not know about this. Okay.
You are attempting to reshape another creature's memories. One creature that you can see must make a wisdom saving throw. If you are fighting, the creature has an advantage for not fighting.
Not fighting, yeah.
So it needs a save of 16 or higher.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fail.
Yes!
So, the charmed target is incapacitated and unaware of its surroundings, though it can still hear you if it takes some damage. Okay, so basically, like, in the middle of what Leodrigar was saying, you're just kind of like,
Yeah. And while this charm lasts, I can affect the target's memory for an event that is experienced within the last 24 hours that has lasted no more than 10 minutes.
So what are you going to affect that's happened in the last 24 hours?
What are you changing?
I am going to modify his memory so that he remembers the beautiful kiss that he shared with Rhaegar, and that he is so infatuated with Rhaegar and so in love with him that he is just willing to spill the beans because it's for his love and it's to save him.
Wait. But doesn't the spell modify something that's happened? Like, that didn't happen.
In the last 24 hours.
Yeah,
He remembered the kiss, and he remembered.
It's basically what
It's a curse.
Here's what basically just happened. In Ravo's mind.
You mean Leodragar's.
Or in Leodragar's mind. As soon as Marakai pulled the thing off of his face, you shared some kind of world-shattering kiss. That's somehow it snuck into that moment because it fits with what happened, even though it doesn't fit with what happened. So you're saying that because of this world-shattering kiss, Leodragar is now just infatuated with
He hasn't been
Rhaegar.
He hasn't
with
stopped thinking about
Rhaegar,
it.
and he can't stop thinking about it. And he knows that if he doesn't tell us what's going on, that he will just Rhaegar's in trouble, and he has to tell us everything to save to put him out of trouble.
Okay.
Also,
Right,
he
so-
can't. This memory can't be undone unless he purifies himself of curses.
Yeah. I'm
Leodragar
reading
will-
it. I'm reading it right now, so I know. And so I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to deal with this.
Oh,
So,
Leodragar, what were you?
Hold on, I'm still confused.
yeah.
I
She
kissed
can plan-
Leodragar in the last
No, you
24
didn't.
hours?
No. I created this. It's a fictional thing
Yeah.
that I made him think happened.
Right, but here's the thing. It says you can affect a target's memory of an event that it experienced within the last 24 hours.
And that's
you
what
can-
Price
you
But it
can-
described.
hasn't experienced
Right.
a kiss in the last 24 hours.
It
All right, so you can
experienced
permanently-
Marakai pulling off his mask, and then she's modifying that memory.
Yeah. So you can permanently
you're
eliminate a
modifying
memory.
the memory of the mask being pulled off.
Because
Okay.
you can legitimately change all of the details of a memory. You can create a memory of another event.
That's what I was confused.
Yeah.
I thought she was because
So,
didn't
yeah.
I kiss?
You did.
Because I did kiss him, and that's what I was confused about. I was like,
Right.
that kiss happened forever ago.
It
But
did.
you're actually
Right,
modifying the mask being pulled off, not our kiss.
This is a kiss with you, not with Samantha.
That's true. He kissed
Different.
Samantha.
It doesn't even recognize, but you know what? There is a tinge of reality there that kind of runs through, which is the mental kiss is a piece of this component, the memory of what just happened, but also he did such a poor job on his saving throw, and you did such a great job of altering his memory that you even pulled in a thread of that. The kiss felt like that kiss.
Ah. Well, I mean,
could-
understandably, they kissed very similarly.
Yeah.
It's true.
So yeah, Leodragar has a little bit of that bah, and then looks over at Rhaegar and kind of has
What's happening with this guy?
Brittany elbows Rhaegar real quick and leans in and just whispers and please just play along with this. I modified his memory so that you two are in love.
I am so torn. What do I do? Do I follow my heart or my head?
Leodragar, you have to follow your heart. Otherwise, Rhaegar will die, and you don't want him to die. That would be horrible.
You're killing me, Leodragar. Why would you want to break my heart?
No, of course I would never break your heart. No, I am so sorry.
You're the only one for me.
I can't believe
And
my brain
all
is
I ask in return for my undying love
Yes,
is that you tell me all of your plans.
of course. No, of course. I'm so sorry that I let
That's a fair love request.
My heart was clouded against you. I don't know how I let this happen. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'll tell you everything. And so then Leodragar just starts kind of spewing out details, most of which you do already know. Mordecai kind of shared a lot of this with you before. It appears that Leodragar honestly doesn't know too much more. But one detail sneaks in that's incredibly important. And that's when he says, they have taken the dagger to Celestia, and that is where they are keeping it. And if you can get the dagger back, well, then I think you will be safe. Yes. And then we can be together. Happy.
Absolutely. You just stay here. As soon as I get that dagger back, you and me, we're gonna go back east, okay? I know a nice spa out there.
Yes.
All right, I've got connections.
We can
We'll
run
just
it together.
Find a place in the hills, ride dinosaurs, and soak our feet in the tub every night.
You have spoken to my deepest ones.
Wow. I got lucky on that one.
Brittany casts prestidigitation, so there's like romance flowers, like in manga, you know?
Long man music pops
Yeah.
out. Yeah, exactly. Okay. And that's pretty much the only other detail that you get out of Leodrigar's speakings. After that, he just sort of keeps just talking about how hot Rhaegar is.
Well, that's all the information we got. I'm done here.
I
Brittany
love how
walks
you
out.
never change your clothes.
It gives me my distinct smell. I'm gonna try to trademark that smell. I'll make hundreds of pennies.
Oh, to Rhaegar. My goodness. Okay.
Out of character, would we know that dagger is the something blade that was like
The blade of balance.
Blade of
No,
balance?
yeah. I mean, you like you would remember this like from. It would immediately spark it because that is where like all of this started, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
okay.
Oh, no, wait. I go back in. One more
Oh.
thing. You know what
forgot.
Rhaegar really needs? To know the seven people. We know of most of them, but why don't you tell me?
Well, and
tell
like,
Rhaegar.
I imagine when he spilled everything, did he tell
No, we
us
don't.
that?
We only know like 4 out of. We know 4.
Right, but
we don't
Bryce
know.
said he spilled everything.
Yeah.
Does
so
he not know?
Was that spilled?
So yeah, the only other name that he can give you is Bragan, which you had not heard combined all together before.
Brittany, like, once she hears that, she like storms out of the room and like she literally takes something that's close to her and like throws it against the wall and breaks it.
And I look
Okay.
at Leo Dragar and just say, "Don't worry about her. She's always like this."
It's okay. As long as I have you, my sunrise, nothing shall ever get in the way.
I kind of like call him towards the bars closer,
Yes.
and I give him a smooch. And then I say, "I'll be seeing you later."
I shall remember this case for 1,000.
And then I go upstairs.
And like he is like totally just like infatuated as you go. Okay. Was there anything else that you were trying to glean from Leodrigar there, or do you think you got everything that you
No,
wanted?
I got
Okay.
everything.
Oh
I
my god,
wanted.
you know what that was?
Hmm.
That was the scene from Willow
I've never
when
seen
Mad
Willow.
Mardigan
Mad Mardigan.
falls in love with Sorsha because he gets smacked by the brownies with that love dust.
Yes.
That's what that was.
That's what
Only
that was.
Leodragar
Yeah.
was Mad Mardigan and
Yeah.
I was Sorsha. Or the other way around.
Now I want to watch Willow, which is something I never want to do. So thanks
That movie's
for that.
great. That movie's great. Everybody
it's a great
should
movie.
watch it. It's
a
amazing.
great movie that I always accidentally watch. Like I'll be
I
at like
haven't
Ori's.
seen it in like 20 years.
It's so good.
I'll be at our friend Ori's place and I'll just be there, you know, we're hanging out on like a random Sunday and he'll be like, let's watch Willow. That's the only time I ever watch
Warwick
Willow.
Davis, man, like he's never gotten so much screen time, and he
That's
needs
true.
He needs more roles.
Well,
It's on
Leprechaun.
Disney Plus. There you go.
Warwick
Oh, there
Davis
you go.
gets tons of screen time in the Leprechaun films.
We're
Those
just
are
keep
all
on
about him.
we just keep on plugging
not
Disney
not
Plus.
as himself though. You know what I mean?
What are we
Like,
doing here?
I'm trying to get everybody to watch the Leprechaun series. That's what's happening. And guess what? It's all bad. From #1 all the way to Leprechaun in the Hood 2, they're all bad. Okay?
Wait. Rewind.
He also
No.
got
Leprechaun
space.
in the Hood.
Don't let him
2.
drag you into this.
There's 2 of them.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
back.
This talk is reserved for the first 45 minutes before we start
No.
Dungeons and Dragons.
I need every one of y'all to understand that Leprechaun Back to the Hood exists, okay? All right, now we can go on.
Is that part of Atlas's nightmare?
Yeah, I mean, well, no, that's what Atlas watches before he goes to bed, and that's why he has nightmares, and he just keeps on doing it. Okay, so y'all talk to Leodrigar in this. I'm saying this so you can cut it out of the episode. So
Yeah, that's not happening.
yeah, y'all can talk y'all talked to Leodragar. You got the information. You have learned this one of the sixth of the 7, and you have learned that the Blade of Balance is with them in Celestia. Whoever has gone there, or whoever's on their way there, or whatever. And yeah, so you head out. Marikai's there. She heard enough of what's going on to kind of be caught up to that. So, well, I think we should leave as soon as we're ready. Are you all ready? Do you want to leave tomorrow? Should we leave tonight? What do you all think we should do?
Well, I'm so exhausted from using all my spells on torture, so I would appreciate a good rest before we go.
Wait. All your used one spell. One.
Yes, but it was a good spell, and what if I need to modify someone else's memory tomorrow, Rhaegar?
I mean,
Plus, I
I
don't.
need that spell back.
how long have you had that spell? Because you've used it one time since I've known you. What are the chances
I've been
of using
waiting.
it twice in a row?
Listen, I've been waiting for the right moment.
I think you just want an excuse to go drink is what I'm trying to get at.
Why not both?
Why not?
Why not? That
Look at this guy.
Oh, so
All right.
we have library books, and I don't want them to be overdue.
list? Yeah, we have a lot of reading we have to do. We went. Alice and I went to the library. Also, Rhaegar, here's a book for you. Christina, here's a book for you.
What's my book?
Your book is on flying rats.
I thought they were the same book.
Yeah, that's true.
I checked out 2 of the same books.
Oh, I thought maybe you just tore it down the middle. Gave her one half. And
You know what? Brittany
Here's-
probably did that.
Here's the rat sheet. You get that one.
Here's your half of the book on flying rats, and here's your half on lycanthropy.
When Brittany does that, I'm like,
Way to remember, Jasmine. I would have not remembered that. That's true. It was the same book.
Oh man.
Thank you.
Okay. So y'all all have the evening to yourselves. Marikai is sticking around the ship. She's gonna sleep on the ship essentially. You can tell she's kind of laser focused. She's on edge, but she's kind of like determined. Maybe like a little more than you've seen her before.
I go to the ship and I want to talk to Marikai. Like I sneak out.
But I want to talk
So-
to you.
Do you catch her before she leaves, or do you miss her?
What do you think, Jazz?
I'm sneaking out.
So I
Okay.
probably miss her.
Okay.
Brittany,
roll a stealth. Roll a stealth.
Let me use the dice that didn't give me a 2. Ooh, shiz. Okay, what is my stealth at? Oh, God. That is 16 plus 3, 19.
Okay. So yeah, you all were kind of in the same area. Y'all were in the same house and everything. But while Brittany was getting ready for what she wants to get up to tonight, you were able to sneak out. You knew just the right moment, and so you kind of get right past her. So you head to the ship. Marikai's there. It's just you, and so Marikai, first thing she does, she's like, Christina, I've been meaning to say that I'm so in your debt for what you did for me, and I just want to thank you so much. And she just kind of comes up and she hugs you, and she's like, I missed you so much, and I feel like you're the closest friend that I've made, and I just wish that it wasn't all wrapped up in all of this stuff, that we could just be friends. But like all of this has made it so hard for us to just hang out, you know? So like she's kind of like telling you how much she cares about you, because you guys are alone for the first time.
Christina's a little hurt when she says just friends, but then she sort of pushes back it and she's like, you mean a lot to me, Marikai, and I wanted you to know that something happened while we were here. And I can't go with you guys. Not yet.
What do you mean? What happened?
I was bitten and I need to leave before the next moon shows up.
And as soon as you say that, like it takes her a second, and then she kind of like, oh.
So I came out here to ask you to watch over Brittany, because I don't think she's going to be able to control herself.
What do you mean? What?
Me and Brittany aren't normal elves. And she's going to kill somebody. And I'm worried she's going to hurt herself in the process.
Wait a minute. She's gonna kill. Who's she trying to kill?
He's a general. I don't quite remember his name, but he's definitely in Celestia.
And so you think that, like, if Brittany does this, that she's gonna be, like, too far gone or something? Like,
She's going to put herself in harm's way to get to this person.
okay.
And she won't stop until it happens. And I'm worried she's going to hurt herself. So if you see a way to stop her from essentially killing herself to do this, you need to stop her.
I'll protect her for you.
I appreciate that. I also can't stay here, so please don't tell her I'm leaving.
So you're not coming with us?
Not until I can figure this out. Because I don't even know how many hours I have until this happens. So I'm trying to get as far as I can.
It's okay. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Bravo has told me about this before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I won't tell Brittany, and I'll look out for her. I'd say we'd come back for you, but I don't know that we're gonna make it back.
I'll try to find you once this is over. But in case it doesn't happen, I give Marikai a huge hug.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kiss her.
Yes!
And there's that moment of shocked eyes and then relaxed eyes, and they share an intimate kiss. something that if you've been paying attention to the subtext, it's been there from the beginning, y'all.
I've not been paying attention to the subtext.
Yeah. It's been there. 100%.
Ash, go to jail.
Oh,
So
I'm all
So, yeah.
blushing.
you share the kiss, and it's this great moment. It's like it does really feel like you've been so worried about the lycanthropy and like what you're going through and everything for so long, and then like to have this moment, like you just have that one moment of like clarity and like kind of relaxation. And Marikai feels the same way. Like both of you just kind of have that lifting of your spirits, and then you kind of have, that moment, foreheads touch together, and you just kind of, okay.
I'm leaving tonight, but I'll try to find you guys when this is over.
I'll look after Brittany. I'll look after everyone.
Thank you. And I leave.
And yeah, as you leave, Marikai kind of watches you walk away and just kind of stands over the deck watching as you head off towards where you're going. And sheds a little tear.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. So, moving on from that, let's see where everybody else is at before we head out. Brittany,
Yes.
you've been getting ready and doing all this stuff to go out and have your wine knot, and Christina's nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
So what I imagine is Brittany's got like all the scrolls she got from the library, all the books. She's got like 2 bottles of wine she's carrying. Her arms are full. She's got like a bag of chips or something, some snacks. Like she's already had a couple, so she's a little bit tipsy. She's like, Christina!
But you do, yeah. Like we're seeing a series of like you swinging open doors wildly. Christina, and it's just empty room.
Yeah,
Christina,
and I'm like,
empty.
and I'm like, oh, she must be in her room. Of course, she's probably sleeping. And so she like goes over the room. She's like, she opens the door. She's like, Christina, I'm here to tell you about our family. I found the whole scroll that. Christina, where are you? And then I cast message.
Okay.
And it's only 120 feet, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to contact her.
Well, what are you gonna try and write in the message?
Well, the message was like, where are you? I have wine and presents for you. I was going to tell you about our history.
Do you know if someone receives your message?
They do if they're within 120 feet.
Yeah, but
Right,
you
but
know.
do you know? Like, do you
Is
get
there
like
a read
Do you
receipt?
get a read receipt?
Do you get a read receipt?
Yeah, because they can respond.
But if they don't respond,
But if
you
they don't
know.
respond, I
Okay.
don't know if they've got it.
So strangely enough, Christina, you do get that message. Like, you happen to be close enough as she sends that message.
Do you respond?
Whether or not you respond or do anything about that, that's obviously up to you.
I'll tell her, I'm like, that's great. I'm getting ready for tomorrow and packing. I'll meet you in your room.
Okay. Later. Brittany sends another message back. Okay, listen, I broke open your favorite wine because I want to show you some things, and I'm really excited to teach you about our family so you can remember everything. I love you. Okay, bye.
I don't respond to that one.
Left on red.
Left on red, yep.
So, okay. Is there anything else that you get up to, Brittany?
Brittany just goes and waits in her room patiently and is just like drinking wine and reading books.
Yeah, just sitting there reading and drinking. Okay. Atlas and Rhaegar, anything that y'all get up to in the evening?
No, I just go back into my quarters, and I'm just thinking about me and Leodragar's future together.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
just, sort of planning it out in my head. You know, I've got ideas.
Are you like fully like? Are you charmed now too, or like what?
I've always
mean, he
been
is
charmed. I think that's
charming.
been clear since we had that like showdown. You know, where
I mean, it's true.
when they did the
Yeah.
show in Stormhome. You know, like he's a very charming guy.
He is. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Have you heard his voice?
The subtext of
Like
that has been
Swagger.
there this whole time.
That,
Yeah.
that's
true.
that has just been text. Not subtext.
Like when we kissed, you know, moments ago, everyone was like, "Yeah, saw it from a mile
yeah,
away."
it's happened. Is that this episode's the kissing episode?
Yeah.
Please title it that.
I hope it is.
The episode in which
Atlas.
the gang kiss.
There it is. You look, it's a
gang
welcome thing when you say title it that, and I don't have to think about the title when making these things. You
No,
know,
but this is like
that's,
20 or 30 minutes into the episode. It's gonna be
that's,
tough.
that's great. That's great.
Um,
Smooch Fest, Joe. I like it.
Fest.
Smooch
There
Fest.
you go.
There you go.
I'm reading all the things.
You're reading? Okay. So yeah, let's talk about what you've been reading. You have been reading this record of Fora, slowly kind of getting through it. And what you're realizing, this is actually a very old text that predates the modern Church of the Silver Flame. It is sort of part of it's a record of an individual who was a part of the church that became the Church of the Silver Flame.
Okay.
And as you're reading through this record of Fora, you learn that Fora is an individual who had been in communion with a celestial being. So they were in contact, and she was sort of what do you call that? An oracle, in a way. People would kind of come to her for, knowledge and whatnot. And as you're reading through, you are seeing that it seems like she was actually able to summon this kind of spiritual entity into the physical realm in order to help her with what she was doing. And through her research into that, she stumbled across research into lycanthropy and started to notice the overlap between celestial unions like hers, where she's able to call upon a celestial creature and like kind of bring its spirit into reality, and how lycanthropes sort of take on the natural form of a celestial being. And so you start to notice these writings that are talking about lycanthropy in the language of like the Silver Flame, but not negatively. which is
Okay.
the only way that you would have ever experienced it so far.
Right.
You would have seen it as an affliction, as something that is cursed, as something that should be cured or stamped out. And what you're seeing here is her describing it as, no, this is a very natural expression of the physical embodiment of the spiritual being versus this other form that Fora experiences, which is calling upon the spiritual form, the celestial form, into the physical realm.
Interesting.
It's all language that, like, you're reading it and you're starting to understand that the silver flame has some baggage and confusion around this lycanthropy stuff, but also you're understanding that this whole thing about calling upon a spiritual being, the way she writes about it, it sounds a lot like your dreams.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a lot like the stuff that you've been experiencing.
Like the description of the physical thing that she is manifesting sounds similar to what I see in my dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you read further, you see sort of descriptions of rituals that she would engage in order to make certain things happen. And it's sort of giving you some ideas.
Okay.
One of the rituals that catches your eye is the one that is for summoning this individual, this spiritual being. And it tells you to go out on a starry night, to stand out at midnight, to stare towards the heavens, and to raise your shield in honor of those spirits. And that if you are able to shine light as they do, then you will be chosen and rewarded, essentially.
Got it. Well, I look out sort of the window and I'm like, what are the fucking odds of that, huh?
I mean, I just said starry night. Any night's a starry night.
Look, no, let Atlas be really, like, profound right now.
Exactly.
Look, this baby bird is learning, all right?
Baby bird, taking flight. Oh, sweet baby cherub angel bird.
So yeah, I'm getting super excited about it all. So I grab my shield, I grab this tome, and I set myself up outside under the starry night, and sort of sit cross-legged, reviewing and studying this ritual.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got your like your shield posted up. You're like reading. Yeah. Like you said, you're just sitting there. I'm just imagining you, like cross-legged and like working on.
Do you
this,
got your
like,
cheese and
outlook.
crackers?
Yeah, cheese and
Do you
crackers.
got a little thermos?
I got a little graham cracker here.
So as you're doing that, Christina, you now have snuck out and you're heading out to go and do your midnight escape, essentially, and you notice Atlas in the distance. He's not too far from you, focused on his work in the middle of this area, and you're kind of heading not too far from him to meet up with Ravo, but you could still sneak by without kind of alerting him. Do you do anything, or do you just try and stay out of the sight line?
I see Atlas, and I trust him enough, so I go out and I sort of walk up towards him. What are you doing there? What are you doing there, buddy?
Oh, hey, Christina. So there's this cool. Okay, so I'll admit, there's been this dream I've been having, and I see this bear thing. I know that sounds crazy, but I think that this dream was actually telling me to find him. And so I think that he's celestial. And I found this tome, and it talks a lot about something that sounds super similar. And it has this ritual, and it's super interesting. You might be into this because it talks about the connection between this stuff and lycanthropy, and how it's all sort of like shares some sort of the same origins and whatnot. It's very cool. What are you up to?
Just getting some fresh air. Sounds really cool. A bear, huh?
Yeah, bear, right?
Yeah. So this bear is like what?
It's like celestial bear friend, I think. I hope. I mean, he helped us out before, sort of. He gave us info. At least he gave me info. So yeah, I think you can trust him.
Okay. Yeah. you know what? You're doing really well.
Thank you. I mean, it's pretty cool. Do you want to read this? Can you read the Celestial? You probably can't. No, if Brittany can barely read Celestial. So.
You know, I never learned. So, you know, your guess is better than mine.
That's great.
Look, hey, Atlas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang out with Robbo.
Okay.
Just watch out for Brittany, all right?
I mean, I always do. She's a nightmare.
Well, I mean, like, don't let her do anything stupid, okay?
Oh, okay. Like drink too much wine? Because she's already like halfway there.
You'll know when you'll see it.
Okay. All right. Do you need a graham
Look.
cracker?
I would love one. Yes, thank you.
Share a graham cracker.
I actually don't remember if I ate today. Look, I'm gonna hang out with Ravo, and I'll catch up to you guys. Okay?
All right. Well, yeah.
Don't tell Brittany. Okay?
Don't tell Brittany that you're hanging out with Ravo?
Yes.
Okay. Secret Ravo hang. All right. I'll keep that hush hush.
All right. I'll like I said, I'll catch up to you guys. Okay?
All right.
Okay. So y'all split up. You go back to your focusing on your work, right back into it, laser focus. Christina, you head off and meet up with Ravo, kind of a little bit on the outskirts. Atlas's like super perception makes him a little aware, just because you're close enough that he's aware that you and Ravo are leaving. Right, like as you and Ravo start to head towards the elevator to head down the crag in order to leave Droam, Atlas gets it. So I'm gonna put that there because for those of y'all who don't know, Atlas has like the ability to perceive like anything.
Yeah, I have super duper observation skills. I'll say on the flip side, I also am now thinking, is Christina and Ravo a thing?
And that's the cover. Like you 100%. You're like, oh, they're sneaking away. Because with all of his perception.
I like how he's super observant, but he also doesn't know how to read the situation.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. All of the information, no understanding of it. It's a library with someone
Baby
who
bird.
can't read it. Yeah. Okay. So, I guess let's talk about Christina. You're in Ravo's situation. So you meet up with Ravo, and he's like, "Are you ready to head out?" Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get as far away from Droam as we can, out into the middle of nowhere. We're going to put these on you, and he shows you the silver manacles that were put on him
hurt
before. To hold just like this,
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable, but it doesn't like burn or anything like that,
Okay.
But he does say like, when you transform, it will be painful, but it's the only way to prevent you from running off and hurting someone or doing something else.
That's fair.
Are you okay with that?
Yes.
I wouldn't. It's not fun. It is
Look,
not.
I
something
wouldn't
that
be
you-
doing this if I wasn't concerned about that.
I figured as much. I just felt like you should know. So, silently, essentially, there's a somber, heavy feeling around this. Like, he's not proud to do this, like to have to like put you in these shackles, and you feel uncomfortable, just like even like considering all of the stuff, as you know. And so, you head out, you head down the elevator, and you get on. He gets on the back of Benji. You get on a horse that you rented, essentially, and you basically both just ride off as deep out into the plains as you can, and you're just heading straight for the rest of the night. It's like silent, horses running, essentially, and Griffin running off into the distance. You arrive late in the morning at like a little hut that is very secluded, and in this hut you essentially see it's like there is somewhere to the wall where you're going to be chained, there are, there's like a table. It's a very like small little situation. And that's kind of where you're at right now.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, this is what's happening. Cut back to Droam. It's the morning. Y'all had your wild evening of wine drinking and whatnot. Atlas.
Yes.
You, at midnight, you were standing out in the middle of this area. You were, looking up to the stars, holding out your mirror. You were doing all of your research. And essentially, at some point as you're kind of going through all this info, you realize, okay, now is the time. I need to stand up. I need to raise my shield up, and I need to, reflect light as light is reflected upon me, right? And you follow it to the letter. And as you hold your shield up, and the starlight hits your shield and reflects off of it, and you've seen it all day as you've had your shield around. Whenever you do, it reflects everywhere. It's constant. It's always this shining beam. The beam now has cast off of your shield, and instead of heading, just kind of reflecting offwards, it's sort of spreading outwards everywhere. You're essentially starting to like light up from. Think if your shield was emanating light,
right,
like onto you and onto everywhere, it just starts growing and growing and growing and expanding and creates. You know what it's like when your moonbeam comes down, when you use that move, and it's just this huge pillar of light? That's essentially all around you.
Okay.
And you have no control over this now. So you have this beam of condensed light just shooting down onto you from the stars. No one around seems to be seeing anything, by the way. There's a handful of people walking around, and nobody seems to see what you're seeing. But as all this stuff kind of like comes into you, it disappears as quickly, and before you see the bear that you had seen before staring at you. And it is, well, you thought it was the same bear, but you remember that bear being very serious, very like, here is what must be done. This bear looks at you, and he's a little
Baby
taller.
bear.
He's a little taller than the last one. He's actually more like kind of like a polar bear instead of like a grizzly bear, like in terms of his shape and whatnot. So he just stands all the way up, and he's tall. He is super tall. He's looking down at you. Puny this time. We'll make you work. So, who are you and why do you need me?
Oh. Hi. This is, I'm Atlas, and
Atlas. Right. Okay. Yeah, I was expecting you.
Oh.
So, I guess it's time then, huh?
Well, I think so. I think we're about to go to Celestia and help save the world?
Yeah, it's probably right. Something like that. It's kind of my deal. I show up and it's world-saving time.
You've done this before?
A couple times. Doesn't always work out, but I'm here for the ride.
Okay. Well, that's good we have someone with experience, because all of us are kind of in the dark.
So, are we doing this now, or can I get a little kip in?
I think we're leaving in the morning.
Okay.
What's your name?
Brawl, dear.
Brawl, dear. That's pretty. Can I just call you Brawl?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. All right, Brawl. Well, thank you for arriving and tagging along.
You know, for one of Fora's kids, you're, well, you got a little spark to you, but not a lot of,
Thank you.
this stuff. Yeah. All right, well, I guess if you don't know what you need me for yet, I guess I'll see you later.
Okay.
So he just sort of like wanders off, like not too far from you, but then curls up and just kind of sleeps. And he's like this giant polar bear glowing with light and like, everything, but nobody else seems to notice him. It's just you.
like a kid with a new toy, I dash back on the ship and like storm open the bedrooms. And I'm like, Brittany, you'll never guess what I got outside.
So just like when Brittany was going through everywhere looking for Christina, Atlas is going through every room looking for somebody to tell about this bear that he saw. Rhaegar, what were you up to when Atlas was finding his bear? Oh, you're muted, I think.
Sorry. In the middle of the night?
Yeah, in the middle of the night, everybody's doing their thing.
I was in
Atlas,
my room. I was imagining me and Leodrigar together.
That's right. So you were still right. So you were still having Leodrigar dreams. Atlas swings open the door. What happens?
Rhaegar!
Can I help?
You'll never guess what I got outside.
All right, hold on. First off, you need to knock, sir. All right?
There is. Rhaegar, put some pants on and come outside. You gotta see this.
What is so important?
Okay, hold on. I keep on knocking on doors. Brittany!
So eventually, after the third or fourth door, you find Brittany.
Brittany! Storm open. You'll never guess what I got outside.
At this point, how long has it been since I've been waiting for Christina?
I mean, hours. Yeah, it's been a couple of hours. Yeah.
Brittany is sobbing. I can't find Christina. She won't answer my messages.
Oh. And
I don't know where she is.
Atlas is really, really arching his buzz there.
But in my head, I'm like, oh, Christina's probably smooching Ravo right now. I should cover. I put my hand on Brittany's shoulder. I'm sure she's fine. I'm sure she's fine.
Just leave me like this.
No, I'm sure she's all right.
How do you know?
I have a sense of these things.
Do you make any sense?
I'm very perceptive.
It's true. It's you.
On paper, it says so.
So I'm assuming at this point you've got Rhaegar in tow. Rhaegar, you put on your pants. You're like, I gotta see whatever Atlas is busting my door down for. Brittany, do you go along, or are you just inconsolable?
I am inconsolable, but also I'm like crying and following.
Okay.
Okay. Then I lead you both outside to my sleeping, glowing bear. I'm like, huh?
And they can see it. They can see the bear. Giant, glowing polar bear just sitting there. Not of this universe.
Can I do like an investigation check or a knowledge check to see if I know what this is?
Probably be like an arcana, I would assume. Yeah, like a knowledge.
Because it is the celestial
and you're
plane.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, hold on. I'm just going back to see what I've got.
I feel like I've gasped too many times this episode.
I know, right? Right, I guess they don't have knowledge rolls anymore, so do you want like investigation?
Then yeah, investigate. It'd be intelligence, essentially.
Oh, just an intelligence roll? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 7.
Okay.
That's not great.
So yeah, I mean, like, you don't know specifically what it is. Like, you would vaguely be like, oh yeah, that's clearly a celestial animal. It's from the celestial plane. And you would know from your dabblings in magic, everyone would kind of have a vague understanding that, like, yeah, you can summon celestial things to this plane with enough power, magic, etc. So it's unique, it's different, but it's also something that's not, like, totally out of the ordinary for you.
And so I leaned to Brittany and I was like, Brittany, I lied. I did have dreams again, nightmares. I dreamed about a freaking celestial bear, and then I summoned one. All right, she
did not have the effect you were expecting.
She doesn't seem to be as impressed. Rhaegar? Huh?
I mean, that's a glowing. I mean, I've never seen a celestial bear, but I guess that's what they look like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Plus, he talks. His name's Braldir, and he said that he saved the world a couple of times before. So, like, I feel like
Well, that's good. I mean, we could use somebody who's saved the world a couple times.
If he saved the world, does he know where Christina is?
I don't think that he does.
Let me.
Braldir!
Braldir!
He's sleepy.
So as you're yelling at him, he does like do like a big yawn, like a.
Sorry to wake you. Sorry to wake you, Braldir.
Does he speak in Celestial or does he speak in Common?
He speaks in Celestial,
Oh, okay.
so you two would understand him. Rhaegar, I don't think you speak Celestial. I don't know off the top of my head.
I hardly speak common.
It's true. So yeah, he's just like, all right, what is it?
Find my sister, as Brittany says in perfect Celestial.
I lean over to Brittany. That was pretty good. That was really good.
She's out there somewhere.
What is she doing? Why isn't she here?
She's out there somewhere.
Oh, she's fine. I think. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine.
See?
Wow.
That's what I said.
You don't know anything about what's happening, Atlas.
I have a sense for these things.
Are you
Can you
done?
stop trying to drink? Because every single time Ash goes, what? Like,
So essentially, people are unimpressed with your bear,
Yeah.
but you summon the celestial bear. Brittany, you think you're kind of inconsolable for the rest of the night, huh?
Yeah, I'm not good.
You're not getting like. You're not getting the info that you would need to go find Christina,
Yeah.
and even whatever questions you ask Braldir, he's telling you she's fine, but not enough to make you feel better.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Okay. Is everyone good with the evening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then I think what we'll do, well, we're gonna cut to morning. Christina has not returned. Marakai is ready on the ship for you all to leave, and it's up to y'all when you want to go, essentially.
Does Marakai sort of announce that like we're ready to leave?
Yeah, Marakai stops by in the morning, kind of like does like one of those like knock on the doors, like, we'll be ready in an hour. Meet me at the ship situation.
Okay. Got it. Well then, yeah, I arrive on the ship and I talk to Marakai and I'm like, so I guess I address Marakai alone.
Okay.
And I basically say to her, so I think that
I assume your celestial bear is just following behind you,
in
Baldir.
tow,
yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, he's always around.
Yeah.
Think of like a cat that kind of like keeps you within sight line, but is otherwise doing his own thing.
I like to think of him as a cat. Like maybe he doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily understand the non-celestial things we have on the ship, and he's just batting them.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like, Brawl just into something.
Anyway, if Marikai's alone, I sort of address her and I say, I don't think Brittany's coming, and I'm not sure if Ravo's coming either.
You mean Christina?
Or Christina, sorry.
You said Brittany.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the same thing.
Yeah.
I think we'll need to leave without them.
I think we're gonna need a plan for telling Brittany that.
Yeah, part of me thinks we should do that after we've left.
Ooh. Maybe we tell her she's already on board? Ugh, that's lying, though.
I just worry about what'll happen if we tell her beforehand and then we never leave.
Yeah. So maybe we just get her on board and we just leave.
I think that's the one.
Okay.
I wouldn't normally suggest like, hey, we should lie to our partners and whatnot in this whole situation, but like, she's not gonna leave without Christina.
She's not, though, right? So like, it's not that I'm lying directly to her face. I'm just not telling her.
There you go. It's not a lie. It's just withholding the truth, which is a lie, but is different.
Mark, I've missed you.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm on the ship. I'm ready.
Rhaegar, Brittany, Brittany, I assume you're putting up flyers all over town. What are you doing?
No, so Brittany basically drunk herself to sleep
Okay.
so that she could sleep.
Yes.
When she woke
That's
up,
hard to do for an elf.
it is. When she woke up, she had a newfound sort of understanding of the situation.
Oh, okay.
So Brittany, of course, is fashionably late to the ship because she
Indeed.
wouldn't be Brittany if she wasn't.
Of course.
But she is wearing her most fabulous pink outfit.
Oh,
Her
okay.
wings are on full display. Her makeup is fierce. It's like she is looking the best she's ever looked in the entire world. And who knows if it's glamour? Who knows if it's just her natural beauty? And she like
Glamour.
she like struts on the ship, like, and is commanding the gaze of everybody. Like she is in charge, and she is like, "I'm ready to go. We have things to do. Let's get on it."
I whispered to Mark, this might actually be so hard as I thought.
I'm worrying this is like part of a breakdown that's going to be way worse later on.
Yeah. Okay.
This is like some deeply like suppressed stuff
Yeah.
going on here.
This is
This is fireball over again.
Yeah.
Well,
Whatever it is, we're
Alice
getting a
does
new
have the
album after
fireworks
this
ready
one.
for the rat
No,
wings,
this is basically I've broken Brittany's trust, and she's about to write a diss track against me.
Sister, my sister.
Yes.
It's coming next. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Love it. Rhaegar.
Brittany, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Rhaegar, is there anything unique or different about like the way that you're heading to the ship, or you're chilling? You're good.
No, I mean, like I mean, she commanded the gaze of everybody, but I
Did
give
she
her a
turn
look.
Leojagar's gaze?
I give her a
Oh,
look.
Kind of.
I cast
gaze.
my gaze to her for the required amount of time to
To
for it to
gaze.
be commanded.
To be commanded, and then beyond that,
That's
you're
something
done.
you gotta roll for, in my opinion. If you command the gaze, she just struts on there without rolling. All right, I give her a gaze.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all, I gotta go run to the restroom real fast. Give me a
Okay.
quick second.
All right.
I like to imagine I'm like leaned up against like I don't know the masthead or something. For what is a masthead on one of these ships, and like there's I'm like a cat sleeping in a shadow, and she comes on and I just kind of look up. I go, oh,
Yeah.
and I
I want to know
Fair.
if my,
continue napping.
I wonder if my bear cast a gaze. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Bear.
You
Hey,
could
Bear.
ask.
Bear, did you see that?
Hey, Braldar.
Braldar. Now I'm gonna now Ash, you and we're gonna have to like look for this part in the episode, where we're gonna have to cut this out as we edit it.
Or we could just make it so funny without prize that it doesn't need to.
Yeah.
All right? It's
Gotta
gold
make
on
it
its
count,
own.
baby.
It's the
Make it
podcast
count.
within a podcast, all right?
That's right. The price criticism cast.
All right. Yeah.
Has he been really cast? Have we felt as though he's demanded our gaze? Chat, debate it.
What are you debating?
Ah,
Oh, no.
nothing.
Oh no. What happened? Gone for 2 seconds.
Oh, so did Braldar's gaze get a commanded price? That's my question for you.
Yeah, Braldir kind of like looked and was like, "Ooh, shiny," and then looked away. So like, little bit. You're debating nothing. Oh no. What have you debated?
I like that. Chat says there's no debate necessary. I love it. All right.
Oh boy. So
Universal truths here.
So y'all all have made it to the ship. Brittany has commanded everyone's gaze. Braldir's there. Is there
Say one
anything?
fancy thing, and you never hear the end of it.
You never hear the end of it. So y'all are good. There's nothing else you want to do in Dro-Am before
I'm done with this smell you later, stink town.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And like, I have my own like. It's not that I necessarily want to leave. It's the fact that I am a little bit tired of like dirty looks in my armor and whatnot.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're like you could do without it.
Yeah.
That's how you feel. All right. So then, Marakai kind of like leads you all over and says, "Okay, so I guess you guys already heard about this stuff, and there's a bunch of those rockets lined up for you to go and
On the deck?
get on.
Or
Yeah, not on the ship, like next to the ship. Like here's the ship where it docked, and there's a whole bunch of these things all pointed in the direction of the mountain.
Got it.
Where y'all are heading. And one of the things that you had been hearing about over the past couple of days, and like you hadn't really like thought much of it, but now that you're kind of staring down the mountain, you've been hearing that the kind of the cloud that hovers over the mountain has kind of been spreading a little bit. It's been getting bigger. And that even some fissures and cracks have been starting to appear near the base of the mountain. And from where you're at, and as you're like kind of getting prepared and ready to go, you can actually start to see them from where you are. You can kind of see there's these little cracks in the side of the mountain that have like a blue glint kind of coming through. So it sort of looks like there's like these blue trails or like veins down the side of the mountain that are starting to expand and kind of like spread. It hasn't been like a thing that has been like shocking or scaring, but it's been like you've been noticing it. Just, every day, mountain looks a little bit more different. Mm-hmm. And that's where you're heading. Are we
headed towards a structure that's on that mountain, towards one of those fissures, or what?
Yeah. So I'm assuming you asked that to like Marakai.
I asked that to Marakai, or if there's like one of those dwarf pilots that were
goblin guys.
Goblin pilots, yeah.
Look, they don't pay me to know where you're going. I just hit the fuse, okay?
Okay.
So Marakai, we're aiming for the peak. There is a temple there that is, the only known gateway between the different realms. Celestia, the Underdark, everywhere.
The Underdark, okay. So we could have options.
I mean, yeah, I guess, if you want to head into the Underdark.
I just want to make sure I take the correct right instead of a left, you know?
Oh, yeah, no, it should be obvious, I think. I hope it is, now that you mention it. Otherwise, this will be really awkward when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you all kind of get, like... You have your own little, goblin guy who kind of like gets you set up. Like in my head, I'm just imagining someone like putting you on like a ride or something like that.
We're in Disneyland.
You're gonna sit here. Yeah, we're gonna pull this down over you, everything like that, right? There's a certain level of like routine to it. But yeah, you're all getting lined up on your individual rockets, and the goblin guy who's about to light it, basically says like, all right, is there anything that you guys need before I send you on your merry way, heading off towards your final destination? Hopefully not final, just final as far as I'm concerned.
This is speech you give to everybody before you launch them.
Yeah, it gets a laugh about 25% of the time. Really should get a better one, but it's all right.
Yeah, you should work on that one. Just let me rip. Go.
All right, all right, so he lights yours. Yeah, and Rhaegar, as soon as you like the third go, it just like huge explosion out the back, and you just launch in the distance of that mountain.
Oh, holy crap, that was fast.
And as soon as you say fast, boom, you're launching. Brittany, you can see the torch coming down onto yours, and you're just ready. Okay, boom, you go. Marakai is behind y'all. So, all of y'all, Rhaegar at the front, what you see before you is, you're heading incredibly fast towards that mountain peak, way faster than the ship was able to take you before. Like, you get why, okay, this is the fast way to go. But you're heading into the cloud that kind of is around the top of the mountain. And as you get closer and closer to it, you can start to see little sparks of lightning kind of shooting in between this cloud. And it's one of those really ominous, kind of dark purple clouds. Like it's really like kind of heavy feeling just when you see it as you head into it. So as soon as you're passing through the cloud itself, you're starting to see like a lot of heavy fog around you. You can't really see much distance. Every now and then you look behind you and you can see another one of the rockets just faintly behind you. But yeah, you're kind of on a collision course. And as you're flying along, every now and then you also will see like a shadow or two. And those look like something flying, something moving, something around.
Okay. In the big ominous purple cloud.
Yeah, within the cloud, right? You're all within there, and it's just kind of like you can't see too far in front of your face. It's all vague shapes kind of around you. And it has this kind of heaviness to it where, it feels like pressure. Like everything just kind of feels like it's pushing down on you. And as you're making it further and further along, Rhaegar at the front, you're feeling like the kind of the fire is kind of like spurting out at the end of the rocket.
Oh,
like there's less of a push going on.
Am I going to make it? Do I feel like I'm going to make it?
It's starting to maybe tip a little bit.
Flap your shoes,
a little worried. Yeah.
I've been practicing my flying, so I sort of like push myself off the rocket to see if I can't like fly the rest of the way there.
All right. So you're kind of like locked in a little bit, but I'm assuming you kind of like release yourself from whatever has got you wrapped onto it. And yeah, you're gonna push yourself forward off the rocket. That's the plan. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do like a little like kind of tippy toes surfing the rocket situation, and as it's kind of like tipping forward, you jump forward and you're kind of like skating on air, essentially, heading straight forward. But you don't necessarily know where you're going. And you see another one of the rockets kind of next to you, doing the same deal and kind of tipping as well as it's coming forward. And you see Atlas on it in a similar conundrum. Atlas, what are you doing?
Oh, it's sputtering out and whatnot?
Yeah. So you just saw sputtering Rhaegar kind of leap off of his and go forward, and you're kind of coming up behind him.
Okay, then yeah, if I notice that these things are not making it all the way and I can feel my own sputtering out, then I see Rhaegar rip off his, and I attempt to do the same, rip off mine, and then burst my wings.
Okay. You burst your wings out, you're flying through, and as you burst your wings out, it actually clears a bunch of the fog. Like suddenly, like right around you, the air is suddenly like perfectly clear.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and Rhaegar, you notice that too. So it's almost like there's like a flash of light next to you, like just clarity, right? Behind you, incoming is Marakai and Brittany. Brittany, what do you do as you see this happening? Are you going to do a similar kind of dismount, or are you going to do something else?
Yeah, well, watching those two before me, I know exactly where like the pinnacle of the trajectory is going and when we're going to start losing momentum, so I wait till it's at the top and then I take off and go, and using that momentum I get a
perfect
boost.
Glide. Yeah, perfect. Like it's like your wings did the most effortless move that they needed to do in order to get you to go forward. You're the pro. Meanwhile, Marakai launches off of hers, and no, she does not grow wings or start flying. She does kind of like throw her hands out, and like a whole bunch of lightning kind of shoots around her, and similar to what happened with Atlas, like the air kind of clears in front of her, and she just kind of rockets forward even faster.
Okay.
And so her rocket dropped below her, but you just saw her like launch forward in front of you and almost create like a tunnel through the fog, heading towards what you can now see is the top of the mountain.
Cool.
There, as you're arriving onto the top of the mountain, you see a couple of things. You see a series of pillars, 4 pillars that are spread out. That they're very short. They're like stunted pillars, but they seem to be given pride of place. Like they're right, like it's clear, like this is the central component to whatever this altar is. Those pillars matter. What you also see is a giant kind of stone encrusted looking humanoid form with a giant hammer that I guess the only way to describe it is like think of like a giant like humanoid form with a hammer that's like cobblestoned, like covered in stone all over it, and that looks like it's kind of swinging.
Okay.
As you land on the space, the last thing that you see before we move on from here is you see a shadow pass over you, a huge shadow. And specifically, you see outstretched wings pass above you.
Ooh.
Those wings certainly look like dragon wings.
Whoa.
And as you see them, you hear the screeching sound that could only be the sound of a dragon screeching above you.